we're blessed. BTT is
Yes.
blessed to have
BTT is very
had all
blessed.
of the opportunities that we have
Yes.
had. And it just gives me so much like hope to stride forward, just to keep
So
going.
much drive.
This
Yes,
is like,
indeed.
but it wouldn't be like that if it's not for our listeners. And I
No.
just that's what it's all about.
Yes,
So
indeed. Yes, indeed.
We face our problems every day. It seems they'll never fade away. The world may bring us down. Tonight we're gonna turn it around. So let's put it all on the table. Talk about it if you're willing and able. Life's life and insecurities and a laugh or two. Come and take a seat. So bring your concerns to us. Together we can discuss what's on your mind. No matter what you go through, just know we'll be here for you every time. Let's talk about it. Blind table talk. Let's talk about it. Blind table talk. We gotta be about it. Go ahead and walk the walk. So let's talk about it. Blind table talk. Let's talk about it.
What's going down, y'all? Welcome to Blind Table Talk. I am your host, Jay Fleeks, also known as Security of the Community. Welcome back to the episode.
yes, y'all, and I am your host, Saida Victoria, aka Sassy Sai, your blind butterfly. Welcome, welcome. So glad that you guys are here with us for this exciting episode.
Real talk, real talk. This is gonna be like a little, recap of the year, like what we've
Yeah,
been going through.
yes. And I thought that was important because,
Yeah,
I think it's good to look back and reflect, and we can, from there see where we're going in 2025 and see what's
right
coming.
on.
And, but before we jump into our recap, what's going on with you? How's your holiday season been going?
I cannot complain. Holidays has been okay. Was able to see family. Just glad that, just compared to from being in hotels and all that, just like kind of back on a,
Yeah,
solid
from last year.
foundation.
Yeah.
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 Just it's a blessing, you know what I mean?
Yeah. Yeah.
So the holidays is definitely lovely. What about yourself?
For me, I really did not have the holiday spirit this year that I usually have. I'm that one who's like just always with the kids and, getting those Christmas under the tree, the presents and all this stuff. And I just, I didn't have anybody at home with me. My daughter's with her sister in Colorado. But I really, really took advantage of the me time.
Hmm.
Right. So,
I know
I
wrong with
think,
me, Tom.
no, it's not. And I really just, plus I've had some family members that have passed this past year. And then on top of all the friends that we've had that passed, there's just
Oh
so
yes,
much going
difficult year.
on. Yes. And so I just was kind of in my own little funk, and that's okay too, because we all get in a little funk. Right. So
Right.
I'm not trying to minimize the fact that, this is a sad time of year for a lot of us, But
And
I
it's
think,
okay to take time to reflect and just,
yes.
think about the
Mhm.
year,
Yeah,
what we,
exactly.
been through, the losses, and just
Yes.
cherish the moment and go into
Yes.
another
Mhm.
year, just clean slate, different
And that's
mindset.
and that's what it is. I just did a lot. I've done a lot of reflecting. I have done, and the new year is coming up, which, I don't even have a lot of plans for that either. It's just going to be small and quaint, and just hang out with, friends and family. Nothing big. So,
Real talk,
you
real.
know,
Let me ask this question: Are you gonna do like the typical society have New Year's resolutions and New Year's goals and all that good jazz? I'm
no, I
not.
don't.
That's why I'm asking you.
We don't do that because you know what?
Yeah,
And we talk about this. We always talk about this in other organizations and stuff too, because I don't New Year's resolutions, they're a joke to me.
yeah.
When in February, are we still talking about New Year's resolutions?
Hmm. Right on.
Right? No,
Right
we're
on.
not. So,
Mm-mm.
but come, I like to make 2025 goals, right? Because
Right.
those goals and in March, April, May, I'm still looking at my goals that I'm setting for the year.
Real
Nobody
deal.
looks back at resolutions in June.
Mm-mm.
Nobody's talking about resolutions, right?
Real
So,
talk.
so
Yeah, I would
yeah,
like to say like I just want to go in 2025 and just stand on my goals of just being, more holding my values stronger, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Just being
Yeah.
there for my people, you know what I'm saying? Being a
Right.
better
Yeah.
friend type thing, and
Yeah.
just working on this business. Like, and
Yeah.
that's just going to be the focus of 2025. Like
I agree.
more friends, more family, more business, and just being a better version of from what I was in 2024.
And that's, you know what, that's what we should do every year. Cause
Yes,
we
exactly.
always want to be a better you going forward. Right. So,
Right.
but speaking of, and there, 2025, we have so many plans for BTT.
Oh man, I'm so excited.
And I have to throw in BPN too, because even for
Oh yes,
BPN,
we got a lot going on for BPN as well.
but for
Yes.
BTT, and stay tuned, listeners, because at the end of the show, we will be revealing a few things that are going to be coming
You
for
don't want to miss out.
2025.
Oh
Yes, I
man.
definitely am excited. And
Yeah.
my mind has been running, so as yours, and our whole team, our BTT team is just, it's flourishing, and the things that we have planned, I think that's going to be part of our, forget the resolutions, but let's put these goals out there and commit to those and hold ourselves accountable. I think
Real
that's what
talk.
it is too. So,
Yes, indeed. That's what it
so
is, the follow through. You know what I'm saying? That's
yes,
what I like to think about it. Like
absolutely.
we can talk about it, we can put it
Mm-hmm.
out there, and it's
Yeah.
almost like the vision board. You know what
Yeah.
I'm saying?
Exactly.
You toss it on the vision board. All right, now follow through.
Yeah.
And follow fate and let it be. You know what I'm saying? If it's gonna
Yeah.
be, it's gonna be.
I totally agree. So just look out for that, listeners, because I'm giddy. I was speaking to a friend about it earlier. She's like, listen to that smile. I can hear the smile in your voice. I'm like, I know, because I'm so excited. So
Right
I'm
on.
just, yeah. So there's that. So I don't know, but before we jump into 2025, let's get ready and recap and go over and talk about what we've done in 2024. Are you ready for that?
Yes, indeed. Yes, indeed. And y'all know before we really get into this meat and potatoes, please make sure y'all stop by our website,
Yes.
blindtabletalk.com. We have
Yes.
our
Absolutely.
events page up, and
Which
so
we're going to be
definitely
building up in 2025 again. That's one of our
even more.
goals
Yes,
too.
indeed.
Yes,
Yes,
yes.
indeed.
And don't forget about the email list. You can sign up on blindtabletalk.com. Just sign up for the email list. We will still be giving away prizes.
The prizes,
We
the
still do
knickknacks. I'm
that.
telling you, a lot of people
Yes,
appreciate it, and
yes,
we appreciate it on giving out those gifts and
yes,
things. So
exactly. And don't
most
forget about
definitely.
YouTube channel.
Yep, trying to get that up and rolling, going.
Yes, we
It's
have a lot of
growing.
content for that
We
coming
got
up
some more
too.
stuff that we about to put on the YouTube. So
Yes,
hey,
I'm so
just I'm telling
excited.
you, we
So,
going, man. So
and
hey,
then
look
also,
out.
guys, don't forget, we want to hear from you all. Like our listeners, we would not be BTT if not for y'all. So
Real talk.
drop a line, info@blindtabletalk.com. We would love to hear from you.
Whatever. You want to ask a question?
Whatever.
You want us to say
Exactly.
something?
Yeah.
I'm all about
Topic.
acknowledging people. I do
Mm-hmm.
shout outs like, what's good with it,
Yes,
y'all? Like, come
exactly.
talk to us for real.
And we're also going to be building what's up. We'll say this to the end, but our Facebook group, we're going to revamp that and try to bring
Yeah,
that
we
back
getting that back
alive.
going.
Because
Yes, indeed.
yeah, so but anyways,
All
is
right.
that our PSAs? You ready?
That's our PSA. It's big salute. It's time to get with it.
Let's go.
Blind table talk, yeah.
All right, listeners, it is that time that you have been waiting for. This is what this show is all about. We are going to recap our 2024. This is our Blind Table Talk 2024 recap.
I'm
Okay.
so excited. This is everything that we have done for the year. And
Yeah.
and just like when we got everything going this year, it was such a task. It was, difficult road to process and just
Yeah.
to look at what we was able to get accomplished, man. Number
I
of
know.
blessings. Appreciate your father. Like real talk.
Yes,
Number of blessings
definitely. Yeah.
indeed.
I agree. And that actually is a start. So, our comeback, we had been gone. I don't know if you realize this, but we were actually gone for about a year.
Yes, that's what I'm saying. We were
We
we
were
were
gone
gone.
for about a year,
We
but
were gone.
our listeners were still there. And I think our listeners understood what we had gone through and the things
Hmm.
that we, had went through, and we had to rebuild and regroup ourselves personally.
Right
Um,
on.
And so that was our first episode coming back, actually. We started back in, was it March of 2024? And we
Hmm.
started off with our kind of our sharing our story of the fire and what happened to us in that dilemma, that which is a good one. I wasn't, I thought that was I mean, we
It
shared
was
our
needed.
story. It was needed.
It was needed.
It was just kind of like, it was a little depressed. It was not it wasn't a upbeat, funky type of show. It was just kind of
No.
like sharing what we were going through. So yeah, that definitely was, I think that was needed, and we got some good positive feedback from that. And
Yes, we did get some wonderful positive feedback from it.
mm-hmm.
It was definitely needed. For me, it felt like, as such a bad metaphor that I'm going to use, but it felt like a snake shedding skin. Like
Yeah,
we
ooh, good
shedded
one.
that, we shedded the
Mm-hmm.
the disappointment, the
Mm-hmm.
fear with the fire, the heartbreak that we kind of went through
Mm-hmm.
losing things, but
Right.
also we felt the love from our community, from
Oh
our
my gosh,
fans,
that felt so good.
friends,
Mm-hmm.
just of some love from agencies within local
Right.
community in the city. So
Yeah.
just being able to talk about that and get it out there in the air, I felt like we
Right.
shedded that skin, and that's why we was able to just keep going the way we were, and what I'm saying,
Yeah.
just keep going with our episodes.
Yeah. That is so true. And from there, we had our blind insecurities episode. Do you
Hmm.
remember that one?
Man, what?
That was a good one. And I think, I think being vulnerable and sharing our insecurities and other insecurities that are out there, I think that's always something that should be shared. I think,
Definitely talked about.
yeah,
Yeah.
exactly.
Yeah,
Yeah. So,
it was even hard for me in the episode because I'm just like, man, okay, we gotta talk about some
mm-hmm,
things,
mm-hmm,
I'm lacking,
yeah,
kind of
right,
really look at myself and just like put it out there, and maybe
right,
other in our communities are feeling what we feeling or can relate to what we talk about, and that's why I'm glad we did that blind insecurities because for sure we got
yeah,
some good feedback from it.
right. And then, of course, we started. So, we brought in starting our interviews. And I think that is part of what BTT is, right? Is spreading awareness.
All
And
about it, baby.
so, yeah. So we had our first interview, which was in our We Are Not Invalids episode, right? And that was with Babies Down, Bottles
Down
Up.
bottles
Remember
up,
that
man.
one?
I love that crew.
Yeah, cause their energy is it's
Yes,
just
indeed.
infectious. So
Mommy's doing mommy thing because
yes,
we blind don't mean we ain't out here,
yeah,
and we are having our families and our lovely children. And hey,
yeah.
they
So
giving our
shout out
perspective.
to them.
Yes, indeed.
And then that we also talked about overbearing people and
Hmm.
first dates with sighted people was on that one too.
Yeah,
I want to share a little bit about what our shows were about because hey, guess what? They're still out there. So if our listeners, if we say anything that you might say, I might want to go check that out.
go
Well, you
back and
are
check it out. Yes,
heck
indeed.
yeah.
Yes,
Yes.
indeed.
So all right. So then what was next? We had our
That common courtesy, right?
yes, what
Man,
happened to
what happened
common
to it?
courtesy? Yeah.
Hey, courtesy ain't coming and sense ain't coming either. It's a lot of that common things has been lacking this year, huh? That's
But you
what
know
my
what? And it was a discrimination. And I know a lot of the time it seems like we're always like having our complaints and our gripes and stuff, but it's all about sharing and spreading awareness about how
yeah,
we get treated. And maybe somebody can listen that has treated us unfairly or not the best. And maybe they
right
might
on.
listen and say, I've never thought about
They
that.
might
Maybe I
have another
should do that.
opportunity, come
Yeah,
across someone and then
exactly.
able to change that narrative, that
Right.
thought process.
Yes.
Just we
Yeah.
just all about filling them gaps, man. Just it's too many
Exactly.
gaps within our society where we can't interact and all that good
Yeah.
jazz, or they don't know how to interact. They want to, so that's why we
Yeah.
put that episode out there. Like
Yeah.
it gives us ways.
And then we had on that one my one of my good friends, Melva Henderson with Living Beyond Limits. We had our interview with her and she was sharing about her
The
upcoming
beautiful, empowering
expo.
Melva, yes,
Yes,
indeed,
she
big
is
salute.
awesome. So that was an interview with her. So if anybody wants to check that out, she was on that episode.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
And
Good
then,
episode.
yeah, that was. Then what did we have? Let's see. Oh,
After that,
we did was that MFB?
yeah, I was about to say after that, that's when we had that big conference,
Oh,
that
yes.
goes on every year where a
Yeah,
lot of us get
NFB,
around.
yes, NFB convention
Yeah.
2024. We were in on Orlando,
Orlando,
Florida.
Florida. Yeah, yeah,
This was a
yeah.
good one too because it had a few interviews on there. There was,
Yeah.
we spoke to people
And
that
the
actually attended.
and got their viewpoints. I love
Yes.
the part where, the different interviews. We had a couple of interviews and just people were just like, oh
Mm-hmm.
man, the travel, and they was amazed
Mm-hmm.
by the people and the
Yeah.
resources and the meetings.
Yeah.
So that I enjoyed for sure.
Yeah. That was a good one. All right. And then we had our
Well,
blind soldiers.
hmm
And this is our first time we ever did this too. Because remember, you were at World Series for
I
this
was I was
one.
I was gone for that good old
Yes.
baseball
Yeah.
tournament in St. Louis.
Yes.
Yes, indeed.
And so we had Christina was the co-host.
Our
And
beautiful
she
boss lady.
yes,
Yes, indeed.
exactly. And for those that don't know, Christina is our podcast administrator. So, but she stepped into Joe's seat and handled it like a boss. She was
Like a
great.
champ. Yes, indeed.
And she also brought some good stuff to the table too, because we talked about Social
Security.
Security and employment benefits and how the injustices that are out there for those of us that are working. I don't even want to start with this whole disabled thing with Social Security because apparently blind people are not disabled, but
Right, we're
I'm not
blind
doing that
and we
again.
have disabilities. So anyway, but
Yes.
we talked about that. If
Yes.
y'all definitely want to hear more about that, like we said, please go back and check out that episode. If
Yes.
y'all have any, views or whatnot, you can always send that in to the email address info@blindtabletalk.com for sure.
Yes, absolutely. And then we had our blind dating.
Oh man,
Uh,
what? I can't wait.
that was fun because we did more things, cited. We always do these periodically and look for this in 2025 too. It's just things that
We're gonna do
sighted people
more.
need to know, and
Yes,
so we did some more
yes.
of that. But then we had some dating tips for the
Right.
BVI community, and I love that one too. Those are always fun, right? And so we did
Yeah.
that.
And I think on that one, that was it was cool because like we said, we had just started adding these interviews. So we have Rich is
Yeah.
now the president of the National Beat Baseball Association, Mr.
Yes,
Big Noise
Richie.
himself, Richie
Yes,
Flores,
we
man.
did.
I'm a big salute. I was glad to be able to have him come and participate and just talk about
Right.
his show and everything. So that
Yeah.
was
And at that
that was
time, he
lit.
was not the president,
Nope,
right?
nope, he was
He
not.
was,
It
yes.
was not,
So,
but now he is. So that's
yeah.
hey, big
So
looks,
that
big
was a great
looks.
interview as well. Yeah.
Yeah.
Um, and then after that, so we had that. Then we had, what did we have here?
First steps to employment.
Oh,
Remember,
yes.
that's when we start
We
trying
did.
to, help people try to get
Yes.
some type of thought process
We
or,
gave tips, right,
yeah,
on how to
yeah.
take those first steps because
Right.
employment is available. It's
It's
possible for
too
all of
high.
us.
Exactly. It's available and the percentage is too high for what it is available out there. So
And
it's really our mind process.
I think it was the focus for me with that episode was this because us as blind people, we want to complain about jobs or, nobody will hire us. But I think my key points that I wanted to take from that is that let's get the skills and be equipped to be ready to get these jobs. Because
That point.
you can't, people want to go and get jobs in customer service, but don't know how to use screen readers. And that's
Yeah.
what's required. So
Yeah.
we were just talking about the steps and all the resources that are out there. And shout out to Blind Professionals Network, because that was something that we shared as well. And shameless plug because BPN now offers 6-week JAWS training courses.
JAWS training, yes,
absolutely free to those that are interested.
And when we say free, it's not cheap. It's just free because we're trying to help.
Yes.
That's
Thank you for saying that.
It's
See that
about
cheap.
helping.
Yes,
It ain't
it's
cheap.
not about cheap.
It's
right.
trust me, it's good training. Yes, indeed.
Absolutely. So if anybody's interested in that, blindpronet.org, go there and, sign up because everything that is offered through BPN is free. So
Yes,
no
indeed.
excuses. And
No
there's other
excuses.
resources that are out there. So, and we will help you find other resources as well. So, all right. So then we have what? Did you know?
Did you know? Man, when we talked about the
So,
different, I love this episode because we got to talk about the different audio descriptions that's out
oh
there.
my
A lot
gosh.
of
Yes.
accessible entertainment that's
Yes.
out there for us, for real.
Yes, that I love that one too. I did. And who do we interview on this one? We actually had Vibs, visually,
Oh yes,
is it Visually Impaired Blind Society?
yes indeed.
So that's who we had there.
That
Tony
vice
and
and
Savine.
Savine.
Yes,
I was about to
yes.
say it like voiceover. I do apologize. That's why I
Yes,
had to
no, I
pause.
know,
I'm
right?
like, hey, it happens sometimes. But nah, Savine and Tony, we really
Yeah,
appreciate them stepping through on that one and talking about the VIB Society and what they do out there with their organization. It's a beautiful thing and the
yeah.
awareness that they build.
Yeah. And also too, this was when we started our YouTube channel. That was another
We
thing
introduced the
too.
YouTube. Yep.
Yeah. So there was that. And then we had, okay, where are you at? This was not a fun one for me though. I was mad about a lot of stuff. This was a little anger one. This is when we
Yeah.
discussed the lack of support that we had from our fellow
We just had to
media community
vent a
members.
little bit,
Yeah, it was. But
know.
we really should uplift and support one another, and we need to focus on that. I think that's what.
Yes, indeed. And keep it positive.
Oh,
We're going
but
to talk about it real.
this was when we were talking about using the term visually impaired. Remember? And
Oh, low vision.
No,
Yeah.
can I get some high vision up
Can I
in
get some
here?
high vision, this bad boy? You know what I'm saying? I ain't trying to be with that low vision. But
Yeah. So that was a funny one too.
yeah.
And our interview with Brianna Terry, she's such a doll. She's just so cute. I love her.
Big salute to B, man. I love her.
Yeah,
I love what she's doing. She's not letting our scars tells our story. There's no reason why we have to hide.
She is
and
with
I love how she
scarred, not broken.
Yes.
And she's just adorable. She was so check out that interview. So and then what else did we have?
We try to uplift a little bit more, let people be a little more confident about themselves. So remember we did a little safety episode.
Oh,
Safety and self-defense.
Yes, safety. Yes, safety positive. We had that one, and that was with Amy, right?
Yeah, Amy SP Wilson.
Yes,
she doing her thing out there.
So cute too, and she, and that one we did that one.
I'm mad. I remember she was.
Yeah,
and I'm mad. It was so beautiful. It was.
Oh,
lit.
she did do that.
Yeah,
she did actually. Yeah.
She's like, I'm mad that we're not taking this attention, and I'm mad that I'm like, yeah, tell them, girl. You let them know.
Right. Yeah. Yeah. Exactly. So that was it, and there. But we also talked about guns. Remember my ideal shooting range that I would love to have, and take a look at that. Yeah. So take a look at that one to find out more about that one. Then we had our blind Mythbusters. Remember that one?
Oh boy, that was fun. That was
so funny
because so many myths are here, and still we still didn't attack like a lot of them, but we got to some common ones.
Yeah.
Though.
Yeah.
That was fun,
exactly.
For sure.
Yeah. Okay, and then this was funny. Embarrassing and awkward moments. Do you remember that one?
I think we should bring another one as episodes.
Oh,
back,
we have to.
It's always things we're going through.
We have to.
Man, I probably got a moment I just had not too long ago at the stove. So,
I think we should bring that back. So, but listeners, if you want to find out how embarrassed I was when my hair fell off my head, go back and listen to that one, because that was my embarrassing moment. Remember? At walking in the airport and sitting there having my hair fall off my head and having to pick it up off the floor. Very embarrassing moment. So that was a great one. And then with that one, we had Greg Lindbergh. He was awesome to interview. He was with Eyes Free sports
Yep,
podcast.
Eyes Free Sports,
Yes,
and
he
when
did
his
that one.
podcast and the people
Yeah,
that he invites on to the episode,
yeah.
and
So that was a
just a
good one
beautiful
too.
thing for sure, for sure.
Then we had our unnecessary baggage. Shout out to everybody on our panel that did that one. I think that was Cam, Blades, Rodriguez,
Hmm.
Melba, and our dear friend
Our
Sir
dear friend that
Chris. Rest in peace. We lost him this
most
year,
definitely one of our
but
angels now, man.
yes,
Beautiful,
but
beautiful person.
yes, he was on there, and I thought that that was just a great one, a great episode to listen to, and
Hmm.
that was just all about weight loss journeys and giving and building. Um,
Yourself,
yes,
just really
right.
taking accountability for
Yes.
yourself, wanting to be more healthy. And
Yeah.
I just got to recite what my man Sir Chris said, because just listening to it, like the
Yes.
last things that he was just talking about, just mentally and physically putting in the work for yourself, just understanding that you have to do
Yeah.
for yourself. We can talk about this all day long, but you still got to put in the
Yeah.
work for yourself, and that's just
Yeah.
what it is, man.
Yeah. And he did, and he shared, and please, listeners, go back if you have not already done so. Listen to that. That was a very impactful episode, with just so much encouragement, and especially for those that may be struggling with their weight, or with their weight loss, and just health overall. It's not always about losing weight. It's about being healthy, and
Yeah.
so, that was also a great one. And then with that, we had Dawn Wells, right? And she's
The
Angel
Angel
Eyes
Eye
Fitness.
Fitness and her
Yes.
organization and what they provide with the
And they
virtual
do
workouts.
virtual workout. I mean,
Yeah,
I'm telling you, there is
they got
no
the
reason.
yoga.
There's no
It's no
excuses.
excuse. It's out there, y'all.
You can work out from your own home. And we're not talking hardcore workouts. This is just something you can do
Quick
for
30
30 minutes.
minutes. All right,
Yes,
quick 30 minutes, 40 minutes,
exactly.
however. A good 30-minute workout, daily
Yes,
still helps with you just
yes,
working out hours, you know
exactly.
what I'm saying? You just need that movement. Once you sit
Right.
still, things become complicated, y'all.
Yeah, exactly. So then we
Oh, I
had
love
our
this one. You
cooking
remember the
without
cooking without looking? We
looking.
did our cooking
Yes.
tips. Right,
So
yes, yes,
here's another thing.
indeed.
This was Renee Rentmeester. She's
Hmm.
awesome. Cooking Without Looking TV show.
Yeah,
We also shared some tips and stuff within the kitchen. And remember, this is when we said this is not society's tips for blind people cooking. This is Joe and Sai's tips. Like
right.
these
This
were
is what
tips
we
that
do.
we do. Like
Yeah,
it may not be what is,
for y'all.
for
Y'all
yes,
might have your
exactly.
own. Y'all could have
Yeah.
sent in some tips and told us about it.
Yes,
But
exactly.
this is what Joe and Si do for sure.
Yes, and this is what I loved. And you know what? And this is another thing we did this year. We were actually featured on the Cooking Without Looking TV show. That was
Looking all
so
good and
fun.
spiffy.
Yes. Oh, with our
Yeah.
aprons. We had our little
Yeah, with
aprons
our
on, our
blind table
blind.
talk aprons,
So,
your boy like to be
yeah.
fly. Yes, indeed.
Yes, so we did Joe, what you did your
Stuffed
stuff,
bell peppers,
yes.
yes, which is
And
our hit. And you did your
yes,
famous almost
almost
seven
seven
layer
layer
dip.
dip. Yes. So
Hey,
that was fun. We did do
yeah,
that this year as
yeah.
well. And something else we did in October too, that was went to Living Beyond Limits conference as well. That was another thing we did in October.
Yeah.
And that was her Living Beyond Limits conference. That was the beginning of the month, and Blind Table Talk was there and shared some resources and did all of that as well. So,
Always beautiful connecting with
yes,
LBL for sure, for
exactly.
sure. Big salute.
So, all right, then we had what? Ooh, assistive technology is essential. So we had that was fun because
That was with the
we just talked about stuff that we use.
Yep. Just the different
Again,
equipments that's out
yeah.
there.
Yeah,
Yeah.
but it was more of a personal. See, this is what I'm liking because we kind of this is what we use, how things help us, and so
Hmm.
I think we can speak on that best, right? I can't tell you how
Exactly.
other people use stuff. I
No,
just
but
can
I can
tell
tell you
you
what
how
we
I
do.
can use it. Yes, so.
Exactly.
And then we had Blind Institute of Technology, Christy Smith on
Christy
there to
Smith.
share about theirs,
Yes.
and they have a lot of stuff coming up too for
Yes, they do.
programs for people that are looking for careers and different trainings and things like that.
Hmm.
They have that as well. So reach out for that. And then we had Taking Control.
Taking control.
Yeah. What was that one? We did, standing up for ourselves.
And our children.
And disciplining children. We had a good
You know,
discussion on that one.
it's like, because we
Yeah,
do have
that was
kids. We
funny.
do have people who kind of, that
Watch our
we that
kids.
watch our kids, that we have our circle. So it's just like, all right, within our circle, like, are we allowing people to really
Yeah,
be full fledged with our kids like this, or like it's
yeah.
many ways, y'all. So that was a good episode to talk about,
Yeah,
most
it was.
definitely.
Is that why I said don't bring your kid? If you leave your kids with me, they getting whooped.
They getting whooped. If if you don't want your kids spanked, then don't.
But
Hey,
I also said that was also 25 years ago. I don't whoop kids anymore. But
real talk.
back then, if you did, oh no. If my kids get whooped, your kids getting whooped. But so, but then you did your interview with
With
Diverse Abilities,
diverse abilities,
Gina
yes,
Martin.
Gina Martin, and she talked
She's,
about the wonderful organization and the things that
yes.
she provide out there.
Yeah.
That was it's a wonderful time sitting down with Ms. Martin and just
Yeah.
hearing that. So that was beautiful for real.
Right. And then this was one of my favorites too, self-improvement. Tips for self-improvement.
Always, man.
That was good. Just self-development. We gave tips and just little suggestions about different things like that. And then our interview you did with, who was your interview with? That was with Blind Justice.
Blind Justice.
Yeah. The Way I See It. That's
way
his
I see
YouTube
it.
channel. Yes. That
and
is his
and
YouTube
it's beautiful
channel.
because it's just like him talking about from his perspective, and then having others amongst the community talk about it from their perspective. And
Sharing,
we just get to see it through their way, and it's just beautiful.
I always
that
say
awareness again.
There's never too many outlets to share about us, because I love us. We're awesome. Our community, our BVI community, we have so many unique individuals in our community. We're awesome, and the more out there that share about us is that's even better.
Will know how awesome we are, because we are.
Exactly.
Yes, indeed. That I love this one. This next episode, that join the party.
Oh, I know.
Man, because I'm telling you, I know, like, we got some feedback and people understand, like, it happens. It happens a lot. We all get
going to those parties.
All get sit down.
Nobody puts baby in the corner.
Nobody put baby in the corner.
Everybody does.
Yes,
so,
indeed.
it was tips on that. I think I share, which is why, and it's probably not a good thing to say, but why I don't like going to sighted parties where I'm the only blind person. I hate it. But if you want to find out why, listen to that episode, because I share that too. And sighted people.
We talk about it.
It's nothing, no offense against you, but you guys,
just some better interaction, y'all. That's all. That's all something to think about.
But we gave tips for them too. Tips for sighted people on how to deal with us, and don't treat us like how you've been treating us. So
real talk.
And then we had Aaron's Opinions podcast with Aaron Richmond was the guest for that one. Shout out to Aaron Richmond again, another one that shares about all the positivity in our BVI community,
building the awareness, and just an amazing storyteller. The experiences that he has been through, and the people that he brings around. Just such a beautiful thing, man. So big shout out for sure.
Yes. And then so our final show before our little hiatus was the whole
I'm thankful for y'all, baby.
Everything that what we're thankful for. But remember, this one was not your traditional what we're thankful for, because of we all know we're thankful for family, but it was as pertaining to the BVI community, like in our blind worlds. What are we? What were we?
Because a lot of things that we have out there, just the small things you wouldn't even realize. Is like, man, I am so thankful for the audio, accessible, sidewalks and stop signs, different things like that, man. Just the small stuff,
Yeah.
And got to be thankful for the support and the love that we receive from the community.
Yes.
Doing this BTT,
absolutely.
The journey that y'all decided to hop on this bus with us and sit down with us, and and we appreciate it, man. Like, so much.
Yes, absolutely. And then the interview with that one was Heal the Earth. Hear the People
Such
Foundation.
A beautiful organization. Yep.
Yes. So that was the final one. And so if you want to learn more about them, please feel free to go listen to the podcast and listen to any of these, y'all. You can listen on all of your favorite podcast,
Apple, YouTube,
platforms.
anywhere, Spotify,
And
however
we
you
are
get your
on YouTube.
podcasts,
Yes.
we are there. Just type in
Yeah.
Blind Table Talk and
So,
we'll come up.
but I think, that there's going to be so much more
So much more.
that we have
It's
for you
growing.
guys. It
Y'all
is.
just don't
It
know. It's
is.
growing. We're going to add some more to this show. We're going to get more.
So, but there is something else I do want to share that happened for us this year, and that was our Mind's Eye Radio.
Yes, indeed.
We are
Can't
now,
forget about that.
Yes, we now are on their platform. So we air, I believe, every Mondays, and I think it's at 6 p.m. So you can catch us there if you have not already, mindseyeradio.org.
Mm-hmm.
And so we've done that. And I think just going over this past year, it just gives me so much, like, I'm blessed, we're blessed. BTT is blessed to have had all of the opportunities that we have had. And it just gives me so much, like, hope to strive forward, just to keep
so
going.
Much drive. Yes, indeed.
But it wouldn't be like that if it's not for our listeners. And that's what it's all about.
Yes, indeed. Yes, indeed.
But, if you want to give us your thoughts and opinions on any of our past shows, info@blindtabletalk.com.
Y'all know where to find it.
Blind Table Talk, yeah.
All right, y'all. Well, it has come to that time for the end of the show.
Man, that time for real?
It did. Right.
We talked about that year, and it really kind of just flew.
It did. It did. But now, before we do go, there is a couple of things we need to announce that are up and coming that I'm so excited about.
Yes, indeed.
First, we need to talk about our structure. And we need to introduce and kind of share about that, because I'm super excited about our new structure that we're doing.
Yeah.
And that is our BVI roundtable.
We definitely making this more inclusive. So now, instead of just Joe and Cy, now y'all really get to sit down at the table with us.
Yes, you really do. So we will have each week three of you listeners. Okay, we will have, and you know what? Here's the thing. They are just so random. We're not vetting. We're not picking and choosing. If you want to come to the table, send us an email and info@blindtabletalk.com. Send us an email. Let us know you want to come to the table and tell us what topics you would like to discuss, or if you just want to join us at the table and talk about what we want to talk about. It does not matter. This is your opportunity to sit at the table with us. So that's a new thing we're doing in 2025. Each episode, we, instead of doing it will be BVI discussions. We'll still have our BVI discussions. It'll just be done at the round table. So it's not just Joe and I's thoughts and opinions. It's going to be other people's thoughts.
The community, baby. Well. So come show love, come give your thoughts, you know. And this is why y'all get more involved with us. And this is how we spread it more. You know what I'm saying?
Yes.
So most definitely.
So, and then the next thing is our Joe and Cy are about to be in the hot seat, y'all. Okay. So this is a long time coming. We've had listeners that have reached out and they want to hear each of our stories and stuff. So coming January, Joe will be having an episode and Cy will be having an episode, and we will be diving deep into our journeys, our
pop the tops, you know what I'm saying? Get up on the hood, see what's in the engine.
So you're going to share, we're going to share our stories, and you guys are going to, learn more about who we are individually, not just as BTT, just who we are.
As people. For real.
But on the flip side of that, we also have, turned it into our hot seat. So if you have questions that you want to know, we don't care what it is. And that's the thing about these hot seats.
How deep, how light, whatever.
Right.
Don't send them
in. info@blindtabletalk.com. If you just put, this is a question for Joe, this is a question for Cy, and guess what? Those are not going to be weeded out either. Whatever is sent in, we're answering. Whether it could be something I'm like, what the hell? But it doesn't matter. It's still going to be answered.
Send them in.
And then also the first episode that's going to be coming up, we're going to have our whole BTT team. You're going to have, so that'll be that. But so you'll get to kind of meet our team and do all that stuff as well. And then, okay, not trying to give up that. Those are just structural things we have going on, but stay tuned. We are getting ready to release our dating game, our first episode for our dating game. We are ready to launch that and release that. If anybody wants to participate, again, send in the email. You can become a participant on the dating game, the BBI dating game. So that's coming, and I think, was that it? Everything else, I think, just look. I mean, stuff is coming, y'all. Stuff is coming.
It's coming, y'all. Check out our website at blindtabletalk.com.
Yes. I can't forget about the our awards show. Those nominations for our BPT awards that are be coming soon. Those nomination forms will be going out in January. So if you have, we'll list out our categories, and feel free to fill out that form and nominate your BVI person for whatever category that you see fit. So be on the lookout for those as well. All right. I think, okay. All right, Joe, I'm done.
I think that's about it, y'all. So until next time, baby.
Yes.
I know what it is. Be blessed, y'all.